In the next 5 days, in a return to old camera angle gaming from a new game called The Medium from the group Blooper Gaming. If you remember them from Layer of Fears and the Blair Witch a few years ago. It has now been, 21 years since Resident Evil has released a camera angle game. Previously, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. And I'm really hoping that this game, the Medium, will bring back a true form of camera angle gaming that I have missed from a lot of these horror games as of late. And I hope it brings in good story. I really want this to be my next Last of Us or my next Evil Within. The two last games I feel in the horror genre that had an incredible story behind them, along with riveting gameplay and good mechanics. Now, why these two games and why not anything recently? Resident Evil 7 was a first-person game and had its own ups and downs, which in true form it had a lot of ups. Resident Evil 2 and 3 were remakes that I feel kind of stepped away from a lot of the original design and aspect of their original counterparts, which is why I say it's about 21 years since a good horror camera angle game has been out. But Last of Us and The Evil Within being the last two that I would really want to compare this game to, along with its own different features, as you can see the dual world rendering right here. Fun fact, if you actually pay attention close to her collar right here, you'll see the one in the real world flapping, and then the one in the alternative universe staying very steady. Not a nitpick or anything, I just, something I like to, I saw and I thought was pretty interesting. Either they're keeping it there because there's no wind in that world, but later on you'll notice that they actually mimic each other perfectly, like there is wind in that world. So depending on how you want to look at that, that is just a fun little thing I noticed. But in this 14-minute gameplay they released to us, this interesting little character, her name is Sad. Someone looks like a spirit that forgot her original name since being alive. And what you get from all of this is kind of like a beginning of understanding how the medium works, her powers, looking at the alternate world, and then seeing that the game is literally rendering twice on your screen. So, from my understanding right now, that this is 4K native, 30 frames a second with ray tracing. I don't see a problem with how the game looks as of yet. There's nothing that makes it look low end, low res, low grade. And this is from a third-party studio. And not just any third-party studio. This is a studio a few years ago that was making mainly indie games. And this feels like people are saying this is a double A title release. Although, if this is the double A title release, then why have we seen games that don't feel like AAA, even though the people are saying they're AAA? It's a AAA budget game that usually feel like they're indie games. So this right here, being a AA game with, I don't even know the budget right now, being as incredible as it looks, I have extreme excitement for this game, and I really want this to be a return to form on horror games, especially camera angle horror games. We have not gotten a good one, even from the Outbreak series. That's another indie game series that we'll just never talk about because of recent things I've seen them do. We'll just never talk about that group because no, just no. Never again. But this game has me super excited, and I really like the creature coming into your world but looking like a giant shadow. on the mark, and it's like 5 days. I don't want to wait 5 days because how excited this game has gotten me. I really want to get into how this game plays ASAP because I see how it looks. It looks incredible. It looks amazing for an indie studio that has become what they've become, which is it just feels like a AAA studio. Like, this game is on the cusp of, I'm feeling, being the next The Last of Us, the next Evil Within, the next game that gets me really excited for horror. And I don't even know if there's combat in this game, and I really don't even care. Like, there are some games where there's combat in it, and it's not really needed, but it's there because they just need it to fill a section, although it's not necessary. This game, I can't tell if it's going to have combat, but it's something I want to experience. I already see people, it's 5 days early and they're already playing it. Cool. But I don't want to watch. I want this to be the experience that I've seen for myself. It's coming out the 28th. I hope everyone's excited, as I am. And I'll see you guys on Thursday.